Hey, what's going on, guys? You got DLR here, and we're back for our week 4 battle of the PDL versus Thatch and the Chicago Beartics. Right now, we are just in the Festival Plaza waiting to get the battle underway. I might just send the request right now. But before we get started, I just want to say that there is just like an update uh, due to new time restrictions. I won't be able to be getting that weekly battle spot live to you, which is, I know, well, maybe you don't actually care about that, but yeah, basically until this tournament is over, um I won't be able to have the time to record 3 videos a week. So um yeah, I'll be able to get you the team builder, the and the battle for the PDL each week. And that should be going on for the next throughout September at least. Uh, and maybe I'll be able to get the occasional battle spot live in, but it will not be weekly. So I just wanted to apologize about that. That I kind of dragged on there for a bit, but yeah, I just don't have a lot of free time anymore, and I really wish I could get these videos out to you. But while I'm doing this tournament and recording the videos for you guys, I just do not have the time to record any extra, unfortunately. At least normally I don't. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks I will, but yeah, unfortunately no more weekly Battlefield lives. But with that, yep, it is week 4 of the PDL. Um, it's week 4 of the PDL, and we are playing Thatch and the Chicago Beartics. If you didn't see the team builder, that is on my channel. It is the previous video. You can see what we're going to be running. You can also see the team my opponent has drafted, so you can get an idea of what he is running as well. So, also, if you did not know, Thatch is the head of PUCL, which is a podcast, the Pokemon Underground Champions League, that I also listen to. Um, and yeah, he's the head of it, and he's also, like, hosting this tournament along with definitely not Thatch and Ozzy are also they're the heads of this tournament. So if you want to check him out, he does have a channel. The Puckle Podcast has a YouTube channel, so that will be linked down in the description below. They have been posting post commentated replays of some of the matches from the week, so if you want to check that out, yeah, that'll be in the description below. But let's just get into the battle, our own battle. Here you can see the team we will be running. We've got Zapdos, Bronzong, Tangela, Nidoking, Gengar, and Gyarados. So yeah, a lot of solid sweepers, but also some bulk in there as well. So hopefully these guys can pull through. No more time to change it. This is what we're going to be running, and we're going to lock in. We're also going to let's change the music to legendary Pokemon. That's a legendary battle theme, right? All right, and my opponent decides to bring the Tyranitar, Excadrill, Gudra, Girder, Celebi, and Arcanine. So that's not too bad. Um, I did definitely expect the Tyranitar, Excadrill, and the Gudra. Luckily, we have our answers to that. The Celebi, we've got Bronzong and Zapdos, although our Bronzong, if you did watch the team builder, is not levitated, it's actually heat proof. So it can better take on the Gudra. Um, what do I want to lead? Technically, he does not have anything that outspeeds my Gengar right off the bat. Although he could lead Girder, and that would definitely eat up a hit from it. It would probably go straight for the knockoff. I think I'm going to lead Zapdos actually, because besides Tyranitar, which I don't know if it would be running enough speed to outrun my Zapdos, nothing actually threatens Zapdos with a lot of damage, and it can just get off a Volt Switch and get on out of there. So Zapdos isn't a bad lead. If we do see the Tyranitar lead, we can go hard into Tangela. That does put us at risk of pursuit, but it won't do too much since we are a physically defensive Zapdos. So I'm going to lock in leading Zapdos. Let's go. Also, some things to be looking out for. He does have 3 possible rockers in Tyranitar, Excadrill, and Celebi, but if his Excadrill and Tyranitar are sweepers, as I predicted, that would put the Stealth Rocks on Celebi. However, he could be running a Sweeper Celebi with rocks on something else, so I don't want to commit to believing that he does have indeed um, rocks on those Pokemon, on Celebi, because he could easily have it on one of the other Pokemon. So he leads off with Celebi. That's fine because Celebi doesn't threaten a lot of damage against Zapdos. I honestly don't think he'll stay in. I kind of just want to go for the Volt Switch, expecting the Tyranitar or the Goodra. But if he does have Stealth Rocks, he could easily stay in and go for that. So I'm just going to go straight for the Heat Wave. It's just a safe play. If he does switch into Tyranitar, I do have a 10% chance to burn, which is obviously not what I'm trying to go for here, but just making this play, it's relatively safe. If he stays in, it'll do a good chunk, and if he switches out, there's that burn chance. It also hits Excadrill on the switch in if he does predict the electric type move. And if he goes for Stealth Rocks, I can defog next turn. So yeah. Okay, he goes for the U-turn, so he's most likely a faster Celebi since he did outspeed my Zapdos. My Zapdos doesn't actually have any speed investment, so he could be like just a little bit faster. But it does mean he's running at least some speed, and that is okay. And we are going to see probably the Goodra come in here. It's just safe. He could go for the Tyranitar, but of course that again risks getting burned. It also risks me making a prediction going for Volt Switch, in which case I get a lot of momentum. I can go hard into something like Gengar, and if you know where Gengar's at, ooh, Bark Bark is the Arcanine. Interesting. It is Intimidate Arcanine, so I won't be absorbing this Heat Wave. Um, I'm not super familiar with my Arcanine calcs, but he does have the leftovers, it looks like, so I assume this would be defensive. He might be running enough speed to outrun not modest, but uninvested Zapdos. But I am going to go for the Volt Switch anyway, because unless he's running like special attacks, he doesn't really threaten a lot of damage. And I mean, Zapdos is just bulky overall, so even if he does have a special attack, it would have to be like invested. You'd have to have like good amount of special attack investment and like be running like burn up or overheat to threaten a good amount of damage. So I can go straight for the Volt Switch if he decides to double switch or if I outspeed or even if he outspeeds. Basically, this play gives me some momentum. Now, Arcanine does get close combat, and I want to assume he has the close combat, just be just because if he doesn't, then he cannot break. Well, I guess he could also have a wild charge, but he definitely has something to hit Gyarados. I don't think he'll have like Flare Blitz Extreme Speed Will-O-Wisp Morning Sun or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, we're physically defensive, so that doesn't do too much, and we're going to Volt Switch out of there. And I'm actually going to go into Gyarados, and get the Intimidate off. But I do want to scout and see if he does have close combat or wild charge. So I'm actually going to just make the double right back into Zapdos. Of course, since he is intimidated, he cannot knock me out in one hit anyway, so I could just take this time to get up a Dragon Dance, but I want to Dragon Dance up with Gyarados on more safe, a more safe, in a more safe position, right? So I don't want to Dragon Dance up quite yet, um, because my opponent could have a move that threatens me. My opponent could also have the Will-O-Wisp, and we did see that my opponent's at least running some speed on this as well, since it outsped my Zapdos. So it could be running like, max speed and outrun my Gyarados, which would prevent me from getting up a sub before he burned me. So I do not want that to happen either, because Gyarados is definitely my win con here. We see Bark withdraw into Celebi. That is fine. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the U-turn again here, but I also wouldn't be surprised if my opponent just goes for an attack. Psychic, if it is an offensive Celebi, might be a 2-hit KO. But if it's not going to go for an attack, basically what we get a pretty free roost here. There's nothing my opponent can do bar like a Z move that can knock me out, and a Z move would have to be like, ooh, maybe Shattered Sight could do it. I don't know. Celebi doesn't have the highest special attack in the world. I don't think it gets any rock or ice type moves, but I could be wrong. I don't use Celebi that much. We see Penny come out this time, so that's going to be the Excadrill. That is okay. If you did watch our team builder, we did consider the fact that my opponent could have the Continental Crush on this Excadrill. But Zapdos is our Excadrill check. If he goes for the Continental Crush, that is just something we're going to have to live with. We do live a Continental Crush though, so that's good. But we won't live Continental Crush into Rock Slide. We see the Stealth Rock goes up, that's completely fine, I can defog. And that does mean he doesn't have Stealth Rocks on the Celebi. And that Heat Wave does do a good amount. So yeah, since he has Stealth Rocks on this, I don't think he has the Continental Crush. And therefore I'm okay with just defogging here. I don't think he threatens very much damage on my Zapdos. But he could spring me with a surprise. Nope, just goes for the Rock Slide. Okay. Hopefully no flinch. But we do flinch. That's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. We see the Rock Slide come out again. Hopefully this time we can pull through. Nice. We get the Roost off. If we could knock out this Excadrill, actually, I think, because we did see it's not Mold Breaker. Now, it could be Sand Force, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it would be Sand Rush. So this is basically the one thing threatening my Gyarados sweep. But we do want these rocks out of the way. So if we can get this defog off, that would be great. Nice, nice. Now, after Leftovers recovery, I'm pretty sure, yeah, no, I definitely don't go down to another Rock Slide. But I still think he'll go for it. What else do I roost up on? the girder for sure. But he could just stealth rock again. Although, yeah, I'm just gonna go for the roost. If he wants to, yeah, I kind of predicted that. Because basically, if I go down here, I get a free switch in into my Gyarados. And I basically get to set up a free Dragon Dance because he'll be at -1 and he doesn't threaten a lot of damage. Unless he is, of course, Z ground. But as you can see, even if he's at neutral, Z ground won't be knocking out my Gyarados in one hit. So, goes for the Rock Slide again, and if we do not flinch and can connect this Heat Wave here, we'll get rid of the Nice. We can get rid of this Excadrill, and that is basically the one thing that could revenge kill my Gyarados. So. We see Crazer come in. That's probably the Tyranitar. Yep. I don't know how much speed he's running on this Tyranitar. If it's Jolly Max speed, of course it will outspeed me. But Zapdos has done its job. Kept rocks off the field. Got rid of the Excadrill. And we still have that physically defensive Tangela in the back to be a defensive pivot. So we do see the Dragon Dance come out, but luckily we never give up momentum. I'm going to Volt Switch right into that Tangela. Or I guess we could go into Nidoking. But if he does have the Ice Punch, that could be bad. I'm going to make this... Yeah, I'm going to do the Tangela play because the Tangela play is technically safer. As long as... Because Tangela cannot go down to any one hit. Now, we could miss Stun Spore, and that would be really bad. But as long as we can land this Stun Spore, we're just in a great position. He could switch out here, which would be a decent-ish play, because if he does predict a physically defensive, he doesn't threaten a lot of damage, unless he is, of course, running that Ice Beam. Technically, he could be running Blizzard too, but I don't think he's running Blizzard. But yeah, Tangela can eat up any one hit, and if we can get this Stun Spore off, then Tyranitar is going to be severely crippled. So, let's see what my opponent decides to do. We could see another Dragon Dance as well, but even a +3 paralyzed Tyranitar, Mega Tyranitar, won't outspeed my Gengar. Ooh, or maybe it will, actually. I remember I'm not running max speed on my Gengar. Okay, we do see the withdraw, so smart play, smart play. We see the Celebi come in. And now he knows I have Stun Spore. But that's okay. I am pretty bulky, and I do have the Regenerator. I kind of just want to knock off here. We could also see the U-turn come out. But I half expect a Psychic to just come out. We could also see the Z move, but that won't be as bad because that means it's not Scarf. I did watch one of Thatch's replays. He was running Scarf Celebi, so that's something I want to watch out for. So I see the Psychic. It's going to do a good chunk, but not enough, and we're going to be able to get that knockoff off. And it is Choice Scarf, so that's really good getting rid of that thing. Because now Gengar outspeeds his entire team. And now we're going to switch out into the Bronzong. He's probably going to U-turn, right? Yeah, I mean, even though Bronzong is going to, like, sort of kind of let the Tyranitar back in, it's not the worst play in the world. Actually, he just goes for the Psychic again. Now, rocks would be like the obvious play to make here, right? I'm gonna toxic. Stealth rocks is going to be really good in this match, but I don't need them right away. And if that Arcanine comes in, poisoning that thing is going to be really nice. My opponent could just stay in and go for the Earth Power, since it's not Choice Scarf anymore. Shadow Ball. Ooh. Okay, so no Earth Power. Or maybe it does have Earth Power and just opted to go for the Shadow Ball. That is a critical hit. That's not too big of a deal. And we're going to get the Toxic off. Now I think my opponent will go for the U-turn. But luckily, this Celebi does not have a recovery move, most likely. So you see the Shadow Ball come out. If my calcs are right, this can't knock out. It did knock out. It's another crit. Ooh, that actually is really, really bad. I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's just unfortunate. My opponent probably got two. Definitely at least one of those crits mattered, but both of them, that's just unfortunate, right? So we get your boy LeBron in. Most likely we're going to see the Guja coming out. I'm gonna sub. See what my opponent wants to do. If he decides to stay in with the LB and just go for an attack, that is okay. And if not, we get the sub up and we can do whatever we want against whatever comes in. So my opponent is thinking. Uh, One ghost resist left. Actually, he only started with one ghost resist. But yeah, basically, as soon as we get rid of that Tyranitar, we can click Shadow Ball. And Banana is going to be coming in. This is Guja, right? So the Guja comes in. I'm actually going to burn this thing, even though it probably doesn't have physical attacks. The residual is going to be really nice, and Shadow Ball probably won't be doing too much. We miss. Oh, that's really bad. So we can't catch a break today. That's really unfortunate. Ooh, that's actually really bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, that sucks. We can still win though. It's just gonna be super difficult now. Oh, I'm mad. That's so unfortunate because if I landed that, not only was his earthquake weakened to the point where this would be a free switch in, but oh, I'm gonna get up toxic spikes. He's not going to switch, but ice beam won't do enough. Yeah, basically if I burn this thing, not only would he get the residual I need so that a +1 crunch would knock him out, but also oh, that was an awful play. Because now that he's at -2, I can send in Gyarados and set up. I would not have gone for Draco Meteor right there. He's probably not expecting Substitute on Gyarados. Mm, I don't need to go into it right away though. I'm actually going to go back into this thing. I'm guessing he has Thunderbolt is why he would make that play. Yeah, I really needed this thing burned. If he does have Thunderbolt, I'm going to have to flinch it, and that's just not cool. just gonna hard Dragon Dance. That like I'm in such a bad position because of the double crit into the missing Will-O-Wisp that I don't really have another choice. He is at -2 though. He has superpower. Okay. Oh, that does no damage. Oh, that's really bad for him, because now I get up a substitute. I might just win here. Thank goodness I took out that Excadrill. Can my substitute take the fate? Nope, it cannot. Okay, that's fine. Now he's at -2. He does have the Girder, though. I'm just gonna crunch hard. If he wants to hard into Girder, that's fine, because he'll take the crunch. Obviously, there's that possibility of a defense drop, and if I sub up, then I could easily knock him out in 2 hits, I think. Ooh, but I could have activated Guts. That could be bad. Because that means if I did activate Guts, Mach Punch could knock me out. Ooh. I'm going to go into Zapdos here. This is going to be a lot tougher now since I had to lose my Nidoking and Bronzong for basically nothing. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, so he's not Guts. There's no way it would have done that little if it was Guts. That means they get off a free Roost, although I don't know how much it'll matter. I can still get up a Dragon Dance on something. It's just going to be so much tougher now, and that's just like unfortunate, right? Because I definitely didn't play this game poorly. I made the right plays, and I'm probably going to lose this one because my opponent isn't really sacrificing any momentum. He doesn't have to. He's been put in a spot where he actually has to choke to give up momentum due to RNG, and that's that. I mean, that's Pokemon. I can't really complain. Every once in a while, RNG does happen, and I'm not going to complain anymore about it. I'm just going to attempt to win this battle uh, by all means possible. You see the Crazer come in. That is the, yep, Tyranitar, but it is going to get poisoned by the Toxic Spikes, and that's really important. Again, if my opponent decides to go hard for the attack, I can just go into Zapdos. I mean, huh? He was slower than my Zapdos this time. I'm just gonna go into Tangela though. It's the safest play. Because again, he can't knock me out with any one hit. Goes hard for the Stone Edge. He won't Dragon Dance here. He'll probably just go for another Stone Edge. Unfortunately, my Rock Resist is gone. So, okay. Just gonna Giga Drain then. I'm unfortunately gonna have to let Tangela go down, although basically we did get the damage on the Tyranitar that we needed. Also, since he definitely outsped my Zapdos the first time, if I recall correctly. Maybe I'm wrong, but he might be running a Tyranitar that speed ties my Zapdos. That is possible. But yeah, basically Giga Draining here means that he won't be able to get up a Dragon Dance if he expects me to double. And if he misses Stone Edge, that would be good, but he does not, so that's okay. Into Gengar here. He should have 2 more turns of Sand. Yep. So basically 1 more buffet of Sand. He's not going to switch out, although Shadow Ball will knock out, and I don't really want to burn my Z move. Um, I don't need health on Gengar, do I? Yeah, I'm not living a hit, so I'm just gonna sub here. See the crunch come out. Since the Sandstorm's still up, yeah, I probably do not knock out with Shadow Ball, so I'm going to sub 1 more time. See the crunch again. And now we can just Shadow Ball and knock out this Tyranitar. So that's out of the way. He actually withdraws into Banana. I don't agree with that play because he could end up accidentally letting Gyarados sweep. Get the Spadef drop. Although that probably doesn't matter because I still don't think All Out Pummeling knocks out. I'm gonna try to force him to Draco Meteor. Okay, he actually just hard Draco Meteors. I might have to stall this game out with Zapdos actually. He's probably going to switch, but something's getting poisoned. So I don't actually care if he switches. He could also Earthquake predicting my Roost, but I mean that doesn't do too much to a physically defensive Zapdos from Goodra, so yep, we do see a switch out, but that is okay. Into Bark Bark. That is the Arcanine. And he's going to be put on a timer. Yeah, and we're going to get the Roost off. I do not know if he has Morning Sun, so I'm not going to predict Morning Sun here. I'm actually just going to Roost. He does have the Morning Sun, that is okay. But again, he doesn't have very many Morning Suns, a maximum of 8. And I know he is faster than me, so I can Volt Switch here relatively safely. Probably going to see the Flare Blitz come out. I could actually Roost here as well, but basically if I can get a Dragon Dance up at this point, everything's weakened to the point where I get burned there. That's kind of bad, but Zapdos can still stall this game out if it needs to. Yeah, this is like the one thing I might be able to set up Gyarados on. But he's definitely going to attack if he has an attack. I don't know if he outspeeds. Maybe I should just go for an attack. I am max speed, so he could outspeed me though, even if he's not a jolly nature, and that's a little unfortunate. Gyarados isn't super fast. He's not gonna Morning Sun here. Oh, I just hope I outspeed. Because then basically I get a kill here, which is good. It's really good. If I don't outspeed, then again, I can still win just with Zapdos, but it's going to be really difficult, and I don't want to be put into that position. My opponent probably running some calcs to see if he does outspeed. He does outspeed, and he goes for the Flare Blitz. I could have Dragon Danced, although he probably does have the Mach Punch on the he probably does have the Mach Punch on the Girder, so I mean, he would just be able to revenge kill me with that anyway. Probably going to see the Girder coming in right now. Maybe the Celebi. But I just hard into Zapdos here. If Psychic knocks out after Giga Drain and Burn, that'll be really unfortunate. Although if my opponent has Leaf Storm instead of Giga Drain, then that's good. Nope, just goes for the U-turn. Okay. There's not much my opponent can go into, because I roost on everything, and I already know I'm faster than the, actually the Tyranitar comes in and dies to poison, so that is not going to be able to come in. So probably the Goodra coming in here then. Yep. Hurt by the burn, we're just going to roost. Wait, oh shoot. I did just see that he's faster than me, but I locked in too fast. I should have switched out into Gyarados and let him, because he's definitely going to Draco Meteor here. He actually withdraws Banana into Celebi. I don't agree with that play, because he definitely needed to get rid of my Zapdos. Maybe he was predicting a switch out, but all he had to do was Draco Meteor and he got a kill. Now he lets my Zapdos heal up. yeah, Zapdos might just stall this game out. It's going to be long and drawn out. But those toxic spikes, super crucial, super crucial. I'm actually not going to stay in. I don't want Zapdos taking a hit. I think I'm going to roost once. You see the Psychic. We roost. Get back up to a healthier position. Celebi goes down to another round of poison, so probably going to see a U-turn here. Almost certainly. Ooh, and Gengar can clean up as well. That's really good. Gyarados doesn't do too much since it doesn't get a free, Gyarados would need a free switch in to come in, so I'm going to let that thing go down. I do not want Zapdos taking another hit. I need it to have all its, as many roosts as possible. And I need it healthy, because Zapdos, believe it or not, has just become my win con. Without leftovers and it's burned, so that's crazy. He could just go for another Psychic. He actually goes for Shadow Ball. This will definitely knock out. I'm at 13. But that means he loses his Celebi. So, I mean, that's fine. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna go back into Zapdos. Yeah. Because if he does send in Tyranitar, I can actually sack, I could sack my Gengar and then he'd go down to poison, so. Ooh. I'm hoping Heat Wave, uh, plus poison doesn't knock out, because I need Zapdos healthy. Oh, he avoids the attack. He just goes for knockoff again. Well, if he doesn't Drain Punch here, yeah, I need to Roost here. I actually don't think he'll ever Drain Punch. He Poison Jabs, okay. Well, I can't keep Poison because I'm burned, so that's good. And I'm going to Volt Switch here. He goes for the Mach Punch, that's fine. I could have Roosted, but I get to knock out the Girder and get a pretty safe switch in into my Gengar. I mean, it's 100% safe because he can't touch it. He could actually send in Tyranitar here, and Shadow Ball won't knock out. He doesn't know I have Focus Blast yet, Z Focus Blast yet. But nope, he sends in his Banana. Probably going to Draco Meteor. How strong is this? 190. That's powerful. All right, we're gonna go for it. If it knocks out, we win. All right, yo boy LeBron. Let's go. He's thinking. He's thinking. All right, here we go. Ba 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 bow. We're charging up that Z move. All out pummeling. Let's go, LeBron. It doesn't even have to knock out. It just has to bring him within range of poison. Ooh, that didn't quite do it. But he Draco Meteors hard. He hard Draco Meteors. I think I win. Although it is going to require me to and we cursed body the Draco Meteor. Actually, ooh. I guess he could switch though. Here's where rocks would have been really nice. I don't think he'll actually switch. We did see that yeah, he stayed in. At least outsped the Tyranitar once, so it could be a speed tie. It might just be a speed and didn't actually see the thing. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Didn't actually see me outspeed him the first time. But yeah, here comes in the Tyranitar. Also, he does have to not only win the speed tie, but land Stone Edge to knock me out. So here it goes. Going for the Volt Switch. And we at least win the speed tie if I didn't just already outspeed. So we pull it off despite some unfortunate luck early in the game. We managed to come back. Zapdos, super clutch. LeBron dunking on him. So close. Such a good game, though. Yep, kudos to my opponent. I don't know if he'll be uploading this battle to the PUCL podcast channel, but go check them out. You can see some of the other battles that have been played on the previous weeks as well as this week. Yeah, not. I think that's all I have to say. Um, Good luck to my opponent in the upcoming weeks. And yeah. Oh. Alright, so yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next week with the team builder for week 5. Team builder and battle for week 5 of the PDL. See you later.